Hello, good people of Ghana. My name is Ing.Richard Mawuli Amegatse, and I'm here to declare my intention to contest for the office of the president come 2028 election. But as a bit of introduction, I trained at KNUST, where I started off as an environmental science student, where I was affiliated to the Republic Hall. And then I did a change of program to petroleum engineering, where I was affiliated to the Unity Hall. You know how we do it, right? Conti, Conti, Conti. Right. After my undergraduate degree, I proceeded to the University of Ghana, Legon, to read a doctorate in nuclear engineering, but I truncated it to an MPhil in nuclear engineering due to certain reasons. I also had a certificate in financial intelligence from Harvard Business School, and I was admitted also to the National University of Singapore to read offshore technology. So that's my education background. At the high school level, I was a science student. Why do I want to be president of Ghana at this time? It is simple. I have a vision to see this country transformed from a third world country to a first world country. And for that to happen, we need certain kind of leadership that I've not seen in our present and previous leadership. And that is why I believe as a country, we are not making the strides that we are supposed to make. So I've taken the time to diagnose the problems of Ghana. And I can bet you that sector by sector, I've done a thorough research to know what the problems are and the best solution thereof. Someone may ask, what is my leadership strategy? My leadership strategy is solving problems. My whole idea about leadership is solving problems. So if there is no problem, then my leadership will not be needed. But as far as Ghana is still a third world country and we are still struggling, and we need somebody to transition us to the first world country, my leadership is needed. And I know that when I'm given the opportunity, I'll be able to assemble all the best brains that the country have to give the sort of solution that will transform this country from a third world to a first world country. There's a lot of things that we have to do as a nation. And at every single time, there's some kind of leadership that is needed. And I believe that at this particular time, at this particular juncture, my kind of leadership is needed. I'm a man of conviction. I stand for what I believe in, regardless of opposition, regardless of unpopularity. And I believe with this quality, when you give me the opportunity to become the president of the Republic of Ghana in 2028, I will stand on my grounds and make sure that the right things are done. And I will also be able to stand against any forces that over the years have derailed the progress of this country. And I'm going to do this for myself, for my unborn children, and for every single Ghanaian, for all of us to live in dignity and experience the utopia that we need to experience from a first world experience. It is not going to be an easy journey. I know for the past 32 years, it has been a matter of the major political parties, the NDC and the NPP. I have supported the NPP at a time. I've also supported the NDC at a time. And I don't see much difference in the kind of leadership they are giving to our country. And that is why I'm coming forward to challenge the status quo as perhaps the youngest person to ever run for president in the Republic of Ghana. And I'm coming on board with the right strategy, the right team, and the right mindset the right heart, the right attitude to make sure that this country experiences a stellar leadership that it has not experienced in the long while. At a later time, I will give sector by sector approach to how I am going to turn this country around from a third world country to a first world country. But there's only one thing that you can be sure about, and there's only one thing that you can trust me on. There's nobody from 1992, whether in the NDC or the MPP, whose action or inaction has caused loss to the state, that will be left off the hook. I believe in justice, and all people who have, through their actions, embezzled any sort of money, have got themselves involved in any kind of deal that has not inured to the benefit of this country, I will make sure that they are brought to book and they will be punished, whether they are the immediate past president, their minister of state, or their state CEOs, or whoever. I will make sure that they are duly punished. So it is not going to be a matter of you voting for me and you not getting accountability as you deserve. That's not going to happen. I'm also promising you that I'm going to assemble the best brains that Ghana has ever produced. And I'm going to find these people anywhere they are, any corner of the planet. And I'm going to bring them together to hold positions and use their knowledge and skill to transform this country. And if any of them by mistake come to repeat some of the errors that have been made, for which reason I was motivated to come and challenge the status quo, you can be rest assured that they will be sacked and punished with the speed of light. And that is a solemn promise that I've given you. When Richard Mawuli Amegatse is the president of Republic of Ghana, you can also be assured that there will be zero nepotism. There's nobody from my family that is going to be given any special privilege above any Ghanaians. The whole idea is about fixing this country so that all of us will enjoy. So myself and my team and anybody that I'm going to appoint to any position have to put their personal interests aside for us to fix the country first before we fix ourselves. So the ideology is to fix this country first before we fix ourselves. And I'm going to stand on that principle regardless of the opposition. And I'm going to make sure that I enforce all the positive laws in this country to make sure that this vision come to fruition. You can rest assured that I have the know-how, I have the knowledge, and I have the insight, and I have the wisdom to be able to read in between the lines. And I can promise you that I am not going to allow any deal to pass under my table. There's no bad deal that will be made for this country as far as Richard Mawuli Amegatse is your president. As a matter of fact, all the contracts that the government of Ghana has involved in from 1992 is going to be reviewed. That includes our petroleum agreement. Like I told you, I'm a petroleum engineer myself, and I understand natural resources, and I understand negotiations. And every bad deal that will be made for this country, whether the petroleum sector, whether our extract and mineral sector, I am going to review all those contracts to make sure that the wrong ones are abrogated, the wrong ones are cancelled, and the right ones are strengthened. And every resources of Ghana will be churned in to the development of Ghana. And there's no single person that will be allowed to profit from the country. And there's no single person that will be allowed to make merchandise of this country. And I repeat, and there's no single person that will be allowed to cut any deal that is inimical to this country. And this is what I am promising. Thank you very much for giving me your ears. As time goes on, I will announce my running mates. You also get to know a lot of the people I'm going to work with before the main election. But trust me, I have the best team possible. And this team are smart guys who know what they're about. And they will make sure that we fix this country for ourselves and for our future generation. And let me reiterate, you can call me the Punisher. From 1992 till date, there is no single person that is going to go under the radar or going to escape the radar as far as my leadership is concerned. And every single person that involved in any deal that is inimical to this country, that have ripped out this country, will be brought to book and they are going to be punished. And you can take this as a solemn promise. And for once, we are going to fix this country for ourselves and for our future generation. When I'm in the House of Affairs as a commander-in-chief, we are going to rebuild our army. You can see what is happening on the world stage where countries are attacking each other. Ghana military does not have a single Ghana Navy does not have a single submarine. Ghana Army does not have a single helicopter, what we call it, holder. Ghana military does not have a single long-range artillery. And all these things are not good for our defense. Like I told you, I am also a nuclear engineer, stroke a petroleum engineer. And for the first time, Ghana is going to go nuclear under my leadership. And this nuclear program of Ghana is going to be for peaceful purposes, to make sure that we produce the adequate power that we need, the adequate energy that we need to feed the massive industrialization agenda that my government is going to embark on. And under my leadership, Ghana is going to experience one of the cheapest energy in the whole of Africa. I repeat, Ghana is going to experience one of the cheapest energy in the whole of West Africa. And Ghana is going to be the most industrialized country in the whole of Africa, in such a way that other countries will come to Ghana to come and work for us. And our people are going to live like kings and queens where they have sufficient for themselves and for their family. No Ghanaian is going to sleep on the streets under the leadership of Richard Mawuli Amegatse, because I'm going to put strong social welfare policies in place to make sure that every Ghanaian is catered for. The women in our society will be trained and be equipped with the right mindset so that they do not become liability for our country. And the children in this country will be rightly educated well, especially in science, mathematics, and technology education, so that these children going forward are going to be the precursor for the kind of global leadership we want to see Ghana have. And I repeat again, under my leadership, there's no Ghanaian that is going to be trapped in debt. There's no Ghanaian that is going to be trapped in debt. I will make sure that the economy is good and robust enough to take care of the need of every Ghanaian. And no matter what you do, whether you are a cleaner or you are a mechanic or you are an engineer, you are a doctor, you are a teacher, you are a nurse, no matter what you choose to do, you'll be paid very well. And the payment will be hourly rates. You'll be paid very well so that you'll be able to cater for yourself and for your family. But as I am putting all these things together to make sure that Ghana become one of the best countries that is the most prosperous in Africa and the world, I am also going to be very strict and fair, because any society that does not enforce its laws, any society that condones impunity, any society that condones crime, any society that condones low level of thinking, any society that condones substandard service delivery is a society that is sitting on a time bomb and is going to collapse. So under my leadership, there is going to be a strong price regulation. There's going to be a strong price regulation where you cannot, by your personal greed, put any price that you need on any item in this country. And it will be required that every shop in this country label their goods with the exact price that they are selling their goods. And nobody is going to rip anybody off. The same way as I am making sure that Ghana become a prosperous country where each and everybody have well enough for their family, we also have to make sure that the system bites so that people will not get away with doing the wrong thing. So under my leadership, I'm going to lead this country with an iron hand, such that if you misbehave in this country, you are going to face the full rigors of the law, and you are going to face the full consequences of your action, and you are going to face the full accountability as you deserve. So those of you that are supporting me for president, yes, you are supporting me on the promise that I'm going to turn this country around to be a first world country, and we are going to compete with any first world country in the world. The same way, I'm going to ensure that there is full accountability in the system, where those who want to game the system are held accountable. So when you give me the chance to be your leader, to be your next president, you should also know that you are choosing a president that will make sure the system bites, so that this country can be the kind of country that we will all be proud of. Thank you very much for supporting me. And I want to use this opportunity to call on all Ghanaians, children, men, women, everybody, to come on board to support me. And I promise you, regardless of your political affiliation, this system is going to be a meritocratic system. When you qualify to be at a place, you will not be denied the opportunity. You'll be given the opportunity. You will not be required to pay bribe to anybody before you get any service delivery or before you get any right thing that is due you. And anybody that will require you to pay any bribe, whether to the military, to the police service, to the immigration, to any sector of the economy before you get what is duly right to you, you can rightly hope and believe that Richard Mawuli Amegatse as the president will make sure that that person will be punished. If they are the IGP, they will be immediately dismissed. If they are the Chief Justice, they will be immediately be dismissed. If they are the Speaker of Parliament, I will make sure action is being taken against him to be immediately removed as a Speaker of Parliament. And nobody, regardless of their status in this country, is going to be spared, because I want to see this country succeed, and I want to see this country do well. And I'm ready to put my life on it, and I will do that for God and for country. And for all the teeming unemployed youth in this country, I want to give you a promise. When you choose Richard Mawuli Amegatse as your next president, unemployment will be a thing of the past. There is a plan to industrialize this country. I am going to come on board with the best engineers there is to build some of the best industry and cutting-edge industries that Ghana has never seen before. And you are going to get the job that you need right from your graduation. You don't have to sit home. I have been a victim of unemployment in this country before, so I know how it feels like. I am not from a rich family. I rose through the ashes. I've been through everything that any average Ghanaian is going through. So I am not coming to defend the rich and the elite at the expense of the ordinary Ghanaian. No, I am come to create a system where each and every Ghanaian would benefit. It is going to be a win-win. Those who are poor will become better. They will be able to afford better things. Those who are rich will become richer and compete at the international stage. And that is my promise and solemn pledge to you all Ghanaians. And poverty will be eradicated from this country. And even as we are doing that, I repeat, there is going to be enforcement of all rules, and everybody in this country will be held accountable. I believe without accountability, this country cannot become a first world country. Thank you very much for supporting me. And I promise you that you are going to have one of the best presidents that Ghana has ever had. And you will not even miss Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, because the kind of leadership I'll provide for this country, the memory of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah will be long forgotten. Because one of the reasons why we still long on to the leadership of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah is because there is no leader of this country that surpassed his achievement. And my goal is to far surpass the achievement of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah and make this country a prosperous country. And for all the imperialists, the colonialists, and all the people who have taken advantage of this country over the years, and you believe that Ghana is your personal property, and you'll be able to use laws to engulf this country and make us poorer and make us puppets to advance your neo-colonialism agenda. I am coming for you. Trust me, I'm coming for you. And when I become president, there is no Ghanaian that will be denied visa in this country without their money being refunded to them. So I'm sending this message to all the embassies in Ghana, US embassy, German embassy, whatever embassy you call yourself. The reason why you have got so much power in this country and you are extorting Ghanaians is because we have weak leadership. And if Ghanaians choose me to be their leader, there's no way you are going to extort money from any Ghanaian from this country. And you'll be required to issue your visa before you charge the visa fee. And you are not going to use the visa system as a way to extort Ghanaians. It is not going to happen. And that's why I am telling you point blank that I am coming for you. All right? I'm coming to liberate this country. Thank you very much for your opportunity. And keep following me. And at a later time, I will come to you with step-by-step approach as to how I'm going to transform this country from a third world country to the first world country, sector by sector. And trust me, I am not the average politician. I am not a politician. Even though I once contested as a member of parliament for Ayawasu West constituency and I did not win. Truly, I came into that election 2 months election and I contested as an independent candidate. And this NDC MPP thing has consumed Ghanaians so much that they were not able to read in between the lines to choose the right person. And even that, after the election, I went ahead to research about how we can turn this country around. And I wrote a book called The New Dawn, a proposed new constitution for Ghana. And I was able to spot all the loopholes in the constitution of Ghana that is not making this country work. And I extend my book to all the people that mattered in this country. And I was able to influence the conversation of changing our constitution. So it's not necessarily about winning the election. It's also about influencing policy. But this time around, I am bent on winning 2028 election as your next president. And there's nothing that I'm going to do that will resemble the normal or everyday politician, because I am not coming to be a politician. I am coming to be a problem solver. So if it requires for me to cut your hand for the rest of Ghana to enjoy, I'm going to do it. So no matter who you are, if you are the one to be eliminated before this country has to be a great country, I'm going to do that. And I'm not mincing words, I'm just telling you exactly what I'm going to do. So from now that you have heard my intention to run for the president, take it as an amnesty for yourselves. Those of you who are working in the public offices, those of you who are businessmen who pay the 10% to get contract and all those things, from the day you heard I'm running for president, take that day as an amnesty time for you until the day I'll be sworn in as president. Otherwise, you are going to sweat. You find it very difficult to live in this country, because I'm coming to save this country and I'm not going to leave any stone unturned. And for those of you whose action has stolen so much money from this country, and my presidency will let you run away from this country, let me tell you what will happen to you. If you do what Ken Oforiatta did, that playbook of stealing as much as you can when your government is not in power, you run away, you will not be alive. I promise you that you will not be alive. I'm going to use every tool at my disposal as the commander-in-chief and as the president of Republic of Ghana to come after you until I get justice for the people of Ghana. Look, and to the people of Ghana, I've been in this country for so long. During the election, this NDC and MPP, this one bring this song, this one bring this song. And people are so stupid to vote because of campaign song. Some of you are just being given 1 cedis, some of you 100 cedis, 200 cedis, fried tall, oil, rice, that, motorbike, just to go and vote. I am not going to give you any money. If you like, vote for me. If you don't like, don't vote for me. But if you continue to vote because you took money from a politician, you are simply a stupid person. And you are part of the reason why this country is like this. Because when you take 100 cedis from the politician to vote for them, when they get the opportunity, they have to recoup that 100 cedis, because there's nobody in this life that have unlimited resources. So the money that they give to you during the election is the same money they come back to steal from you. I will not steal from you. If you give me the opportunity as your president, trust me, I am going to take my salary because I'm working for it. But that is all. Only my salary. And I'll be very transparent about it. I'm not going to take 1 cedi from the government coffers. And there's nobody that is going to support my campaign that will believe that because of supporting me, they are going to get this contract or that contract illegitimately. It will not happen. All contracts that will be issued by the government of Ghana under my leadership, if you don't have the right expertise to execute that contract, you will not have it, regardless of how rich you are. And I'm also sending this message to the judiciary. There has been a lot of complaint about how you circumvent justice. And a notable evidence was the ANAS number 12 expose, where judges take money to circumvent justice. I don't believe in that. I believe in natural justice. And for every judge that will give a stupid ruling in this country, you will be dismissed on that day. There's going to be a special jury that is going to review every single decision that any judge make in this country. And if you make a stupid decision that defies logic and common sense, you will be dismissed from your position. And I'll make sure that only judges that have integrity and lawyers that have integrity rise to the very high level of the judiciary establishment, so that once and for all, we can face this country for ourselves and for our future. Consider me a wounded lion, and I am coming. We've had all kind of presidential aspirants. Parkway saying he was nice, speaking nice grammar and all that. Nice grammar don't win election. We've seen the Ayarigas, we've seen Kwame Bediako-Cheda. He came with a lot of money. Money don't win election. I am coming with my true self and my true intention, as you know it. And as you even support me, you should know that I am coming to face this country for you and for me. And for once, Ghana is going to be the best country ever there is in the world. Thank you.